So Anna took me to, my second elder brother came and took me to Trivandrum. And there also, Amma also had a machine that pedal like this with the legs. But normally they say pregnant women should not stitch, blah blah blah. And my mother never believed all those things. My mother said, um, when you are doing this with a needle, it may prick your finger. You may end up in a blood loss. Suddenly, it may take a knife and it may cut your finger. So there's always thimble. She always had a solution for everything. She said, you can wear a thimble. Those days, imagine my age now, I'm 65. So you can imagine how many years back, you know. So she got me the thimbles, and with that, I used to stitch, like sari fall or whatever it is. And then Appa had already bought a motor with a pedal from Appa's colleague, one of Appa's colleagues, Mr. Bashir uncle. He was in Dubai, so Appa had already bought one motor and pedal. So Appa said, as well I can buy one for Radhika also. So Appa got me that. And then again my brother brought me back to Bangalore because I didn't want to, my mother always said, after marriage, a girl should not unnecessarily go to a parent's place. Neither the parents should come unnecessarily to the girl's house. Only then the girl will become independent. So she never followed me anywhere, and she never came behind me. Oh, she's pregnant, I have to call her home. Oh, that. She said, you have to manage. You have to eat well, you will vomit, you eat well, you drink, again you vomit, you drink, you eat. That is how you learn. Husband cannot come behind you just because you're pregnant. So, for my checkups and all, I have to go all by myself. And this was a good, like after the motor got fixed, it was very easy for me to stitch. And mind you, ever since I got pregnant with my elder daughter Dhanya, I've been stitching in this machine, Usha machine with the pedal and the motor, till she was around 13. By the time my younger daughter had already born. So later, when so many sophisticated things were coming up, that is when I wanted my husband. I told my husband I want this Usha Jano. He said, yeah, no problem, you can take it, but you have to improve your stitching skills. So I found I was searching for a place where I can go learn more about tailoring. I always say knowledge doesn't end at one place. You keep learning, you keep growing. That is how you have to develop in your life. If you have a good knowledge about something, never feel bad. You tell the knowledge to people who deserve it. So I was searching for that place, and luckily I still remember there was one lady who was coming to leave one of her children to my daughter's school, the same school where my daughter also studied. So she was telling there's one nice lady in 16th Cross, Hemalda Dhareshwar. Oh, she's well versed in everything, Radhika. I am going there. If you want, you can join. So that is how I joined that classes with auntie. So you can imagine getting up early morning and doing all the household chores, because there's no machine, there's nothing. We have to do everything on us, and water will come only as it wants, corporation water. So I used to manage, because especially elder daughter school will be morning 7:30 to 12. Sorry, younger daughter. Elder daughter's school will be from 12 to 3:30. So I had to manage these two. In between, I'll go to the class, I'll carry my children also along with me to the classes with the food and water and everything those days. Auntie always says, no, you're very good, Radhika, the best student. Even now, whenever I go to Bangalore, I just go meet her and take my, do a pranams to her and come. So that is how I got this Usha Jano. And can you believe, this is already 41 years old, this Usha machine. It is still working so well. And this Usha Jano, I was very particular that my husband told, you buy from your own money. So by the time I had become a dog breeder, even though we changed around 6-7 houses, we all lived in the interiors of, we were not the city, we were in the interior, but luckily we had lovely schools for our children, CBSE syllabus schools. They both studied in CBSE and ICSE, and so it was not at all difficult for me to change their schools. And so what I mean to say is, if not Amma had asked me to learn tailoring at the age of 11, and if I had not nurtured myself to pursue tailoring even when the children were small, with the husband traveling for 28 days, I could have found so many reasons to say, oh no, I have to look after the child, one girl this time, one girl this time. Those days no auto, you have to walk, So I was very thrilled to go for each classes, and from there on, I learned a little bit of embroidery, and then my daughter, when they grew up, also they also wanted to learn during vacations. We never went to mother's place, or in-laws place, or they came here. If at all they come here, they come for some days and they go back. Both the sides, mother-in-law, father-in-law, or my mother and father, they come once in a while, stay for some time, go back, because they have their own work there and they can't leave my grandmother alone and come. So I had managed everything on myself. And again, all the credit goes to Amma. If not for Amma, then again, during vacations, we just drive down with the kids to take them to some good places. We go by van. Half the way I drive, half the way my husband drives, and it was very fantastic. We had beautiful. We gave them the best childhood as we could, and the good education. And basically, to be frank, I must tell one thing. If I had not used up my talents to improve myself with Hemlata auntie, there I met a lot of ladies who come finish all the work and come and do. So that's where I learned my baking, ice cream making, chocolate making. I learned everything from auntie. Not only I, all the people, all the ladies. Even now she's taking classes. She's 85. She's still taking classes, and I heard she lost her daughter, and now she's looking at, her grandchildren are learning from her. So again, I will be very, I cannot thank my Amma. It is not correct. But I have all the more reason to be proud that I've been brought up by my Amma very strictly. Skill is very important. Education is on the one side, but skills should be given to children so that, they can, because I remember my husband telling me, you cannot go for work, you cannot go for stage singing because you're music, you have done your music, this thing, and if you want to do your post-graduation, you can go and do it, no problem. All those things you can do, but you cannot go out and go so I always want to sing on the stages. But he said, no, it's not possible, because suddenly my mother-in-law, father-in-law will come, my brother-in-law will come on holidays. So she said that, it's not possible. So, but he told me, you can do anything in the house. You do whatever you want in the house, managing all the things. So that is how, I'm proud to say that I got into a very good family who had the best understanding, and being very staunch Ayers, I was given the lenience to learn whatever I want. And when I got into dog breeding, my father-in-law, the great Ayar Shastri's son, my father-in-law, he asked me, Radhika, are you sure you can you can start this? I said, Appa, I'm only trying. There's nothing, my Amma always said, try, you can try, So it's all going to be vegetarian diet, Appa. He said, is it possible? I said, let me try, Appa. If it doesn't click, I can finish. That's the reason I started with one. So by God's grace, I should be thankful to God Almighty for having born into my mother's womb, and for having got a very strict mother. When I say very strict, father is double strict. So I remember when I was put to the co-education college, my father told me one word, Appa, he told me one word, you are being sent here for your studies. Remember, all the other things you can do later in life. And my mother was little progressive about that. She said, if you ever feel like that, you feel, like you like somebody, or somebody is offering something to you, somebody likes you, come and tell me. Don't tell your father. You come and tell me. I can always see to it how it can be done. There were so many occasions in the music college, where I was proposed, and in fact, I used to go and tell my mother that today I got proposed by a boy. She's very good. That means you're eligible for being proposed. That is how she took it. But she taught me the pros and cons and everything about that. So very successfully I came out to the college, and I am, too honored to have studied music under the eminent gurus, and all the Shamagudi Mama way. And I'm very proud to say I am Lalita Amma's daughter, and luckily enough, my husband gave me the space to do what I want. And also, he always wanted me to make the children independent. So I had taught them to be independent. They were never dependent on me for anything. And they used to help me in the kitchen. Both of them will help me in the kitchen. Whenever from the age of 10, they started helping me in the kitchen, small work, you know. So see, when you teach your child all the things in the world, you know, they will survive anywhere. If you always pamper your child and keep the children under your wings, the children will always be scared to face the world. So each and every mother, the choice is yours, whether you want to hold them under your wings or just leave them to explore the world, but give the guidance from behind. Even now to my daughter, I give the guidance. I know she's grown up, she knows what is what, but still as a mother, I always tell a mother is always a mother, okay? So our intuitive will be correct. I know we can foresee certain things, especially since I'm into Lalitambika. You know, Lalitambika always comes to my dream, and I predict for some people sometimes, but I don't want to make it as a business. And I call them up and say, this is what is happening, so be very careful, whatever it is. Even for me, it comes in the dream. She says so many things, all those things have happened. And of course, our Saima, he gives me messages for so many people. And of course, I do tell about these messages to people only who respect Swami and who are real devotees of Swami. Or, again, I say, all cannot be devotees. All can be only bhaktas for Kamya. Karya Siddhi. For Karya Siddhi, you are becoming bhakta to God. Don't become a Karya Siddhi bhakta. Become a Nishkamya Bhakti bhakta to God. And definitely, and another thing I must tell here, the way my mother brought me up, I brought up my children very efficiently. And 5 years I stayed in Rayakote. Can you believe? All the kids are very efficient. Yesterday also Taima called and told me, Auntie, that 5 years you stayed here, children are molded so well. They get up early, you know, they wash their daily clothes. I tell them, don't pile up your clothes like this. Daily you finish your bath, wash your clothes. So it won't be piled up. You know, the more you are piled up, the smell will come. Plus, it is not good for the house. You know, then where will the Lakshmi Kadaksham will be there in the house? How can the Lakshmi Kadaksham be in the house? So all those things, it all depends on the lady of the house. So here also, you know, as you all know, I get up at 3 o'clock and I wash my clothes, and you know, every day. Alternate days I take in the house. You know, you have to be very, especially where Ayers, Kerala Ayers, so we are very clean and neat. But what I don't like in Tamil Nadu is they don't even take a bath properly. And anyway, you can't help it. Again, it all depends on the upbringing. So this was a story about my stitching, and I'm very comfortable and happy stitching, and you know, so happy. Stitching is such a beautiful passion and such a hobby which gives you money. So don't teach your children to just be educated fools. Ask them, make them get into some kind of skills, so that the future, we are the future. We have to show them the future. Don't hold them back. That is what I always feel. Even Swami always feel. Should give them the freedom to do what they want, especially with our guidance. So this is a story of my machine, and which my husband got me when I was carrying Dhanya. Now it is 41 years old. The same motor Bashir uncle gave, the same pedal along with the motor, still working. Can you believe? It all again depends on, my daughter always says, it all depends on how you use it, Ma, because you use it only when the power is correct. Even washing machine, dishwasher, all those things I use only when the power is 225. Otherwise I don't use it, you know. Even the mixer, whatever it is. So everything has got a time management and some discipline. Like Swami says, without discipline, life is just waste. Thank you, Sai Ram.